Hello, Just Jax here and welcome to my channel. Today, a little canvas mixed with a little resin. I made this with some leftover epoxy resin and rice. And we have a sort of either a sugar strand lolly that has melted or a lolly that has melted and maggots are now erupting from it. Either way, it looks like a melted lolly because I jammed this stick in last minute, so it isn't like right in there to make a proper lolly, but it looks like a melted lolly. So I thought I'm going to turn that into a canvas. I'm seeing nothing too complicated, but it's going to just paint, the classic lolly picture. Bit of pavement. This is quite close up, so it's literally going to be a block of grey, perhaps sponged a little here or there to give you that concrete slab-like texture. Perhaps a grove over here where the slabs would be meeting. And grass, because it's right by, kids gone and got a lolly on like the grassy area, the play park area, run over here, dropped it on the floor, ran away, and the sun has melted it. That's the plan. I have a canvas here. I got it cheap because it's got a hole in it. But that's okay, because that's where my melted lolly is going to go. Thinking something like that. I have some paints. I have some brushes. I have a canvas. And I have my melted lollipop. So I'm going to pop that out the way for now because we're not going to be doing anything with that just yet. We're going to paint up the canvas first. Now, I want pale grey. We'll go for like a bit of a mid-tone grey. And we're just going to come right across here. We'll say it's about just over a third grey, and then what's left will be green. We'll do a fairly straight edge, but the grass is going to be poking over the top of it, so we won't worry about it being too perfect. In fact, it might need to go up just a little bit more from there. Oh, I've just stuck. I just plunged my thumb in the green. That is the second time today that I have stuck my thumb in paint. First time on camera, but second time today that I have decided subconsciously that my hands need to get in there. Let's just have a little peek, see if our lolly will fit in there. It needs to come up a bit. So it's probably going to be a bit half and half, actually. So the slabs look ever so slightly, so they don't just look like one big slab across, because they're going to be two separate slabs. And this is where we're going to be leaning into the texture of the canvas itself. So we also can't have our slabs immaculately smooth. Right. We can start to put the green in now, because initially it's just going to be a slab of green before we add blades of grass. Okay, I'm going to let that dry before we do another coat. I think the paving slabs are going to be fine as they are. This is going to need a bit more of a coat up here. Alright, we're completely dry. I only gave that another coat. We're going to have our lolly in about here. So what I was thinking grass-wise, because I was umming and ahhing between painting it and using my acrylic paint markers. So I'm going to go with a bit of both. So I'm going to put some blades in with the acrylic markers, but then I'll also, once that's dry, or perhaps even whilst it's wet, bring a little of the green that we've got as the backing into them. So let's just see how it looks. We want dark and light. Right, let's get a bit of our original green. We might put more grass in there actually, so I won't put those too far away. Okay, I think to break it up, because I don't want to go heavy with the grass, I want to keep this quite simple. I'm just going to put a couple of little daisies about the place. Now I can start a couple now, but I'm going to have to let it dry before I put them all in, because I want some to be in the grass patches. And I have to bear in mind where I have wet paint and where I have dry paint. So just a couple, like. So we're going to let that dry. When we come back, there'll be a couple more daisies in there, and then we'll add the yellow. And then we'll probably be looking at sticking the lollipop on. I was dabbling with the idea of getting some gum, not real gum, but, you know, adding, painting or moulding. So there's a bit of trodden in chewing gum on the floor as well. But I think the lollipop tells the story by itself, and then that'll only be the pink feature, so perhaps not. Okay, we added a couple more daisies. They're all dry, so we're going to give them a little yellow. And now we can add the lollipop. So I'm going to get that stuck on there with some UV resin. So that's going to make sure that lollipop don't go nowhere. And then we may or may not add a little trail of ants. So I think that would finish the picture perfectly, because this is obviously a summer's day. The daisies are out, the grass is green, the lolly has melted. So I think, and there's potentially, it's either a sugar strand lolly and the maggots have not got there already, or it is a maggot lolly, in which case the ants will still get involved. So, resin, position, yeah, right there. We will flash forwards. I'm going to stick my light on there rather carefully so I don't touch the daisies. And when we come back, we'll decide ants or no ants. Ooh. Okay, we're all cured. I did some little test ants. I think it's going to be obvious that they're ants. So I'm going with the ants. You have glitter from somewhere as well. I don't want glitter on there. Yeah. I think that's it. I think we're done. We're going to let that dry, come back, and say our final piece. But that is looking pretty cool. The ants were definitely needed. No melted lollipop on the side in the summer is going to be complete without ants at the party. Our leftover resin and expired rice lollipop has a perma home. How cool is that? Simple, fun, and this isn't going anywhere. That's like fully on there. And the ants were definitely a good finishing touch. The ants were needed. It just ties the whole thing together. Let me know what you think. Do you think this is cool? Do you like the idea? Well, thank you so much for stopping by and checking me and my channel out. I hope you've enjoyed this. I hope it's given you some ideas. You can put a canvas together with pretty much anything. I liked playing with the paint and the markers, the acrylic paint and the acrylic markers. Like if you like what you see, comment if you've got something to say, and subscribe if you really like what you see and you want to see more. Thank you all again so much. Take care and see you in the next one.